Let us see the next question. Mr. X is of the opinion that the market has recently shown, highlight the portion, weak form of market efficiency. In order to test the validity of his impression, he has collected the following data relating to the movement of the Sensex for the last 20 days. So we have been provided with the information from day 1 to day 20. The price at which the market was opened is given to us. During the day, what was the highest price is given to us. During the day, what was the lowest price is given to us. And during the day, what was the price at which it was closed is given to us. 20 days information have been given to us. You are required to test, again highlight the portion, weak form of market efficiency using, highlight the portion, autocorrelation test. Autocorrelation test is simple, correlation coefficient, taking a time lag of 10 days. So very good information is given to us that say you are required to take a time lag of 10 days. Even if this information would not have been given, even in that case we are required to take a time gap of 10 days. Why 10? It is half of 20. This is the way we are required to make the calculation of answer. Let us understand how to make the calculation of the answer using autocorrelation test. I request all of you first of all to go through the question please. Now let us have understanding that say how we are required to adopt the autocorrelation test. Friends, over here the logic is very simple. We are required to make the computation of the correlation coefficient between the price change of one period with price change of the other period. It means that over here we are required to make the computation of the price change of first 10 days. The price change of first 10 days. And similarly, we are required to compute the price change of remaining 10 days. The price change of the first 10 days and the price change of the remaining 10 days. Between both of them, what is correlation coefficient, that is R, is required to be calculated by us. Friends, over here in this entire question, the information about the open price is given just to confuse us. High price is given just to confuse us. Low price is given just to confuse us. This entire information is irrelevant for doing answer. Yes, we only have to focus on the closing prices for the purpose of making calculation of correlation coefficient. That is the first thing. Second thing that we understand is we are required to find the correlation coefficient between price change. What I want to tell you, friends, I want to tell you that say we'll compute the price change of second day versus first day, price change of the third day versus second day, price change of the fourth day versus third day, and so on. We will make the computation of the price change of first 10 days. Let us assign x variable to it. Price change of the next 10 days, let us assign y variable to it, and then between both of them will compute the correlation coefficient, that is R. Calculation of R is very simple since we are doing our say school time or in foundation also we have done it R. The same is required to be calculated over here. So we will have a kind of formula for calculation of the R like this. It is the covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y. That is the way correlation coefficient is required to be calculated. In respect of the covariance, we know that the formula is like this. It is summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by number of observations. As far as the standard deviation of x is concerned, it is found as the root of variance. So standard deviation of x is going to be calculated as summation x minus x bar whole square divided by n. This is what we understand is the variance, and under root of the same is standard deviation. Next, standard deviation for y will be calculated by using the similar formula. What is x, friends? X is the price change of the first 10 days, so we'll get 9 price change. What is y? Y is the price change of the subsequent 10 days, and again it will be 9 because 11 to 20 it is 10 prices, so we'll get 9 price change. So it will be y minus y bar whole square divided by number of observations and under root of the same. This is the way we are required to calculate the answer. Now we know that as far as the value of the r is concerned, it has a range like this: -1 to +1. -1 indicates that say both of them are having perfect negative relationship. So if at all the prices are increasing initially, then later on it will fall down, and vice versa. So we understand that the market is not in weak form of market efficiency if you can make such prediction. If it is perfect positive, even in that case we can say that this market is also not in the weak form of market efficiency, because you are able to make a prediction that what will be the price of the security later on considering these price changes. Because if at all initially the price increases, then even later on it is going to increase, and vice versa. So the test is that this answer should be very near to 0. 0 is indicating that both the price changes are independent to one another. That is what we understand. Dear students, the term independent to one another means that if at all the price increases in the initial period, then later on you cannot predict whether the price is going to increase or the price is going to fall down. If at all during initial period the prices are falling down, in that case you cannot come to know that later on whether the price will increase or the price will fall down. So that you will not be able to predict, that you will not able to know with the price changes. And this is what we understand is R correlation coefficient. So the answer of this R should be very near to 0. Then in that case we can draw a conclusion that the market is in weak form of market efficiency. This is the way we are required to make the calculation of answer. So please write down answer. Heading write down autocorrelation test. In that write down first point. One of the methods to test weak form of market efficiency is autocorrelation test. Full stop. ब्रैकेट में लिखो R. Second, in this method, we compute correlation coefficient between price change of one period with price change of other period. Full stop. Third point, in order to compute R, we have to break total time period into two equal parts. Full stop. उससे भी लिखो आगे. With that, we can find R correlation coefficient between we have to break total time period into two equal parts. With that, we can find R between price change of both the periods. Next point, ideally R should be near to 0. Full stop. In that case, we can conclude that price change of both the periods are independent, and market is in weak form of market efficiency, weak form of market efficiency. Full stop. So let us now answer. Working note number 1, calculation of price change of first 10 days. उसको मैं x वेरिएबल असाइन कर रहा हूं एंड subsequent 10 days. उसको मैं y वेरिएबल असाइन कर रहा हूं. पहले 10 दिन for first 10 days price change is x and for subsequent 10 days the price change is y. So column number 1 is day, column number 2 is closing price, column number 3 is change in closing price, and basically to this we assign x variable. Again we have day, then we have the closing price, and then we will have the change in the closing price. That is the way we are required to prepare the table. And friends, importantly over here you have to remember that we just have to make the entire calculation on the closing price. Opening price, high price, low price, all that are absolutely irrelevant. So again day, then it is closing price, and last is change in closing price. This is assigned x variable and this is assigned y variable. This is the way we are required to make the calculation of answer. So let us start. Day 1. The closing price is 33,453.99. Day 2, that is 33,434.83. So I request you to use a calculator. 33434.83 minus 33453.99. So it is 19.16 and it is negative. 33,434.83 minus 33,453.99. Day 3, it is 33,431.93. So 33,431.93 minus 33,434.83. So 33,431.93 minus 33,434.83. That comes to 2.9. Again it is negative. Then day 4, 33,383.41 minus 33,431.93. So it is 48.52. It is again negative. Day 5, 33,370.93 minus 33,383.41. So 12.48 again negative. Day 6, 33,340.75 minus 3370.93. So it is 30.80 negative. From the new price, old price will be deducted. Day 7, 33,330.98 33,340.75. So 9.77 again negative. Day 8. 33,333. So 35.08. That is 4.1 positive. Day 9. 33,301.97. So it is 33.11 negative. Day 10. 33,259.03 minus 33,301.97. So it is again negative 42.94. So this is what we understand is the value of the x. Similarly, we'll compute the value of the y. For that, we will take over here day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17, day 18, day 90, day 20. Once you make this calculation, then simply you are required to compute the correlation coefficient between the price change of the first 10 days with the price change of the next 10 days. And for that I have explained to you that we have to apply the formula like this. That is covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. Covariance is calculated as summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar divided by n. Standard deviation of x is x minus x bar whole square. Summation of the same divided by n and its under root. Exactly the same way y. Standard deviation of y. So after this working note, we'll make the working note for calculation of summation x minus x bar into y minus y bar. We'll make the calculation of the x minus x bar whole square, its summation, y minus y bar, its summation, that is square and its summation. This is the way we are required to do answer. Try to complete the remaining answer on your own. So now we'll make the calculation of the value of the y. It will be calculated as again the difference of the two closing prices. So 33,285.89 minus 33,251.53. That comes to 34.36. Then 33,329.28 minus 33,285.89. So it is 43.39. Then 284.17 minus 329.28. So it is reduction by 45.11. Then 298.78 minus 284.17. So positive 14.61. 325.38 minus 298.78. So 26.6. 329.95 minus 325.38. It is 4.57. 319.67 minus 329.95. So negative 10.28. 302.32 minus 319.67. Negative 17.35. 319.61 minus 302.32. 17.29. This is the way we make the calculation of change in the closing price, that is value of the Y, on daily basis. Now friends, after making this calculation of the value of the X and value of the Y, we are required to make subsequent calculation of covariance. For that, X minus X bar is required. We have X, so we'll calculate the X bar. That's very simple. We just have to make the total divided by the number of observations. With that, we'll get the X bar. Second, Y bar is required. That's also very simple. It is the summation of the Y divided by number of observations. And of course, this time there are 9 number of observations. Be careful, because the 10 prices means 9 change of the prices that we have. Then X minus X bar, Y minus Y bar, product of both of them, and summation of the same. X minus X bar whole square, Y minus Y bar whole square. That is the way we are required to make the calculation of answer. This is the way the subsequent working note will be prepared. So, working note number 2. Calculation of X bar, comma, Y bar, comma, covariance between X and Y, comma, standard deviation of X and standard deviation of Y. That is what we are required to find. So I'm taking over here, so the serial number, okay, 129, that will have X as it is, copy paste, Y as it is, again copy paste, summation of that, summation X divided by n X bar, summation of that is summation Y divided by n is Y bar, then X minus X bar. So just be little bit careful, because this value can be positive also and it can be negative also. Next is Y minus Y bar, again be little bit careful. There is nothing great, but still just be careful. Then it is X minus X bar into Y minus Y bar. X minus X bar whole square, Y minus Y bar whole square. That's it. This is the way we are required to make the calculation of answer. Now, that is, say, put the value of the X. It is 19.16. Then it is, okay, 19.60 negative, negative 2.90, negative 48.52, negative 12.48, negative 30.18, negative 9.77, positive 4.10, negative 33.11, negative 42.94. That is what we have the value of the X. Beside that, so we will mention the value of the Y. Now value of the Y, it is 34.36. Next it is 43.39. Next it is 45.11. Next it is 14.61. Next it is 26.60. Next it is 4.57 positive. Next it is 10.28 negative. Next it is 17.35 negative. And the last one is 17.29 positive. Okay. Now we'll make the calculation of the total divided by the number of observations, that is 9. With that, so the x bar will be calculated. So it is 19.16 negative, 2.9 negative, 48.52 negative, 12.48 is again negative, 30.18 is negative, 9.77 is negative, 4.10 is positive, 33.11 is negative, 42.94 is negative. So the total is 194.96 negative. It is 194.96, and importantly it is negative. Divided by 9, that is 21.66, and of course it would be negative. How it would be calculated? It is negative 194.96 divided by 9. That is the way we are required to compute the answer. Okay. Now in case of the y, let us see that's how to do answer. 34.36 plus 43.39 minus 45.11 plus 14.61 plus 26.60 plus 4.57 minus 10.28 minus 35 minus 17.29. So the total is 33.50. So the average would be 33.50 divided by 9. That is number of observations. That comes to 3.72. This is the way we are required to make the calculation of the x bar and y bar. Next will be x minus x bar. X bar has already been found by us. It is 21.66. It is negative. So we will have the answer like this. It is x minus x bar. In that, negative 19.16 minus 21.66, negative 2.90 minus 21.66, negative 48.52 minus 21.66, negative 12.48 minus 21.66, minus 30.18 minus 21.66, and so on. So we will have the answer like this. 19.16 negative minus 21.66. That is 40.82 negative. That is the way the x minus x bar will be found. So friends, over here there is a mistake on my end as far as the summation y is concerned. So summation y is 68.08. So 68.08 divided by 9. So 7.56 it is negative. Sorry, 7.56 it is positive. By mistake I had taken this as negative. Sorry for that. Explaining to you x minus x bar. X is 19.16 negative minus x bar is 21.66. So the answer is 40.82. Sorry, on my end there is a mistake. -19.60 negative minus 21.66 negative. So negative negative will become positive. That is like this. So it is negative 19.16. Negative negative will become positive. So it is plus 21.66. So the final answer will be 2.5 positive. So here it is 2.50 positive. 2.99 negative minus 21.66 is positive 18.76. 48.52 negative minus 21.66 is 26.86 negative. 12.48 negative minus 21.66 is 9.18 positive. 30.18 negative minus 21.66 is 8.52 negative. Then negative 9.77 minus 21.66, 4.10 minus 21.66, negative 33.11 minus 21.66, 42.94 minus 21.66, 9.77 negative minus 21.66 is 11.89 positive. 4.1 minus 21.66 negative is positive 25.76. .11 negative minus 21.66 is 11.45 negative. 42.94 negative minus 21.66 is negative 21.28. That is the way we are required to calculate the answer. Next is y minus y bar. Y minus y bar. What is the value of y bar? It is 7.56. So it is 34.36 minus 7.56. 43.39 minus 7.56 and so on. So 26.80. 35.83. 35.83 52.67, 7.05, 19.04, 2.99 negative, 17.84 negative, 24.91 negative, 9.73 positive. That's it. Now we have to make total 26.8 plus 35.83 minus 52.67 plus 7.05 plus 19.04 minus 2.99 minus 17.84 minus 24.91 plus 9.73. Oh, its total is not required to be found. Now x plus x bar into y minus y bar. It is multiplication of this two value. Again, be careful. When you multiply, this value may be positive, this value may be negative. 2.5 into 26.8. That comes to 67. 18.76 into 35.83. 672.17. 26.86 negative into 52.67 negative. 1414.72. 9.18 into 7.05. 64.72. 8.52 negative into 19.04. 10.52 positive. Sorry. 8.52 negative into 19.04. 162.22. It is negative. 11.89 into 2.99 negative. So 35.55 is negative. 25.76 into 17.84. So it is negative 459.56. 11.45 negative into 24.91 negative. So it is positive 285.22. 21.28 into 9.73. So 207.06. And this time it will be negative. We'll make total to calculate the x plus x bar into y minus y bar total, and that will be helpful to calculate the covariance. 67 plus 672.17 plus 1414.72 plus 64.72 minus 162.22 minus 35.55 minus 459.56 plus 285.22 minus 207.06. The total is 1639.44. divided by 9. So 182.16. One six three nine point 44 divided by 9. Okay. Now x minus x bar whole square. So square of 2.5 is 6.25. Square of 18.76, 351.94. Square of 26.86, 721.46. Square of 9.18, 84.72. Sorry, 27. Square of 8.52, 72.59. Square of 11.89, 141.37. Square of 25.76, 663.58. Square of 11.45 negative, 131.10. Square of 21.28, 452.84. Total is 2625.40. So the average is 2625.40 divided by 9. And then we'll do its under root to calculate the standard deviation. So 291.71. That is the way that is variance is calculated first of all, and then its under root will be the standard deviation. Next is y minus y bar whole square. So 26.8 square. And one thing that we understand that these values are always going to be positive. So we don't have to think positive, negative, positive, negative. Square of 26.8. It is 718.24. Then square of 35.83. 1283.79. Square of 52.67. 2774.13. Square of 7.05. 497, sorry, 49.70. Square of 19.04. 362.52. Square of 2.99. 8.94. Square of 17.84. 318.27. Square of 24.91. 620.51. Square of 9.73. 94.67. So the total is 6230.77. Whatever the answer that we have divided by 9. So 692.31. 6230.77 divided by 9. That is the way variance is calculated for Y. So after making all these calculations, we'll finally make the calculation of R. As far as R is concerned, R will be calculated as covariance between X and Y divided by standard deviation of X into standard deviation of Y. Friends, I want to tell you importantly that the selection of the question is very important. If you stuck up in this question which is very long, that will be very difficult for you to leave this that is in between, because this kind of question does not justify the time required for the marks. Of course, we have to do it this kind of question. However, we have to make sure that these questions are kept last to be done. So covariance divided by standard deviation of X is under root of 291.71. Multiply with again under root of 692.31. That is the way the R correlation coefficient is calculated. So 291.71, it's under root 17.08. (0795) 692.31, it's under root 26.3118. The numerator is 182.16. So the final answer is 0.4053. That is, R correlation coefficient is 0.4053. This is the final answer that we have. So friends, over here in autocorrelation test, whatever the time period that we have, that will be divided into two parts. The first 10 days and another 10 days. So we'll compute the 9 price changes of the first 10 days, another 9 price changes of the subsequent 10 days. And between both of them, we are required to compute the R correlation coefficient. So we'll make the calculation of the summation X, then X minus X bar, then Y minus Y bar, then X minus X bar whole square, Y minus Y bar whole square, X minus X bar raised to 2, Y minus Y bar raised to 2, then product of both of them and summation of the same divided by the number of observations will give the answer of the covariance. So basically we understand, so this is the table which is calculated, that is prepared to compute the covariance. This is the table prepared to compute the variance. This is the table to compute again the variance. That is what we have understood. We understand. Next is the correlation coefficient, and the answer is 0.4053. Now based on this R, how can we draw a conclusion that whether the market is in weak form of market efficiency or not? Because the theory does not provide any of the range. As we have discussed, friends, the R negative one is perfect negative. So you can make a prediction. Positive one, perfect positive. So you can make a prediction. 0 independent. So you cannot make a prediction. So ideally the answer should be 0. But if it is not 0, then in that case, what is the conclusion that we have to draw? Unfortunately, the theory is not providing a clarification that what is the range, okay, what is the range in which the correlation coefficient should fall, in that case we can say that the market is in weak form of market efficiency. That kind of clarification is not made. So over here we can say that this 0.4053 is far from 0. We can say that the market is in weak, that is not in weak form of market efficiency. That is what's a general conclusion that we can draw. Right on a conclusion. R is far from 0. So market is not in weak form of efficient market. This is the way we can draw the conclusion. This y minus y bar is calculated as 26.8 raised to 2 and x minus x bar is calculated as 18.76 raised to 2. Similarly, this is found as 26.86 raised to 2. This is the way it is calculated.